So after our iron fitting, we got a chance to go outside with Paul. We hit some in the range to start with, actually. Narrowed down some of the wedge grinds that we thought would work best for me. We looked at my technique. We used the Vokey wedge fitting app as well, which is a fantastic tool to really get you started to choose the right wedge for your game. We looked at obviously the lofts to gap my set after having been fitted for the set of irons, and then once we'd narrowed that down on the range, we headed out onto the short game area there at the fitting centre, and we tried some of the different shots around the greens that we'd be playing. So we're going to head out there with Paul right now and sort of take you through the fitting process that we went through when we were there, and then at the end we're going to see what we ended up with.
So what are your typical course conditions?
Slightly soft, I would say.
Okay. All year round?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously middle of summer it's rock hard, but yeah. Firm-ish. Yeah.
And level of confidence at bunkers?
Yeah, fairly good.
Huh?
Yeah.
So next three is 3 full 54.
Okay.
Right, next three is 58 full, please. Next three, same club, is a 15 to 20 yard pitch on chip.
Okay.
Which you see that first white golf ball.
Yeah.
That's about 24 yards, so just a little bit shy of that, please.
Okay. Bounce, bounce, bounce. My God, can't get it under the ball. I would have thought I'd like that, but having played those shots there, I really don't. So.
Okay. Let's give you high bounce. See what happens.
It feels okay, actually. I quite like the way they sit. I don't think this feels quite as nice as the first one, but strike doesn't quite sound as nice, does it? Under there.
Bend down. 54. You've got 54-10. Do you like that?
Yeah, I do, yeah. Particularly chipping around the greens, I quite like it, yeah.
So you didn't like the 12?
No, not really.
Let's go 58 then. Let's go a bit extreme.
Feels nice. This certainly feels more like what I have currently. That's got so much spin on it. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try that one.
Let's try the tee grind.
Let's be crazy. Yeah, I mean that's just so easy to play. Shot like that with, isn't it? I was expecting it to be worse at pitching than it is actually, but it's still it's better than the 12, but not as good as the. Is it 8? The one? Yeah, 8, wasn't it?
I think the 8 center,
yeah, me too.
Can we go around the green?
Yeah, let's do that. That'd be great, actually. Yeah.
There's a bunker there.
Yeah.
Again, you might not use this. You might use the 58.
No, I probably would use this.
The new groove.
Yeah, it must be. Yeah.
So we know that's good.
Yeah, that feels really good.
58.
Okay.
So this is where, if it is a bit wetter,
Yep.
does this start to dig a bit more? Slip off liner nicely. Perfect.
Wow, that spun so much, isn't it? You can literally throw it straight at the flag, can't you? It's certainly more difficult to strike off turf, it is, than what my 60 would be. It's quite tough to get it to that flag, isn't it, out of it?
That just looks so much easier. D grind for bunkers.
Yeah. So as you'll have seen there, we've gone through a pretty extensive process when it comes to wedges. Now, Vokey have their own really cool wedge app as well, don't they, Paul? Which you've kind of used that, integrated that with the TrackMan. So we've had a look at the data from there in terms of the distances I'm hitting it, also how I deliver the golf club, and it gives us some recommendations on wedges, grinds, lofts, and that can be quite a very confusing thing for most people, can't it? Particularly when you've got like 26, 27 different iterations of wedges,
Setting the grinds and
yeah. So this kind of takes some of that guesswork out. It gives us, it asks you the types of golf courses that you play in terms of the firmness of the turf you're playing off, as well as obviously looking at your individual technique as well, doesn't it? So talk to us a bit about kind of what we went through in the process and what we've ended up with.
So we've done gap fitting using the wedge app as well and TrackMan. By asking the questions, and you've answered the questions on course conditions, the app and me, we've come up with the 3 good options for you. So the gap wedge was a 5008, playing very firm conditions. The 5410 worked well. It's similar to what you've been using in your current wedges, but then we went on turf with a 58. We tried the 5812 in the mat, and you hated it.
Yeah, didn't like it at all, no.
You preferred the lower bounces off the mat. We took it on the turf.
I didn't like the others.
We didn't others.
No, and we went straight to the 12 bounce,
the 12 worked better. So the 8 and 12, 8 and 10 were not working as well.
No.
The 12 was better.
It was literally instant, wasn't it? In terms of the turf interaction, the shots we were hitting.
And that's where it counts. Off the turf, it's more important. Whereas the mat's pretty good here, but instantly that 12 was horrendous for you.
It was,
here, but you loved it out there.
Yes, indeed,
And it was better at the bunker as well.
It was.
The 8 was dinging a bit more. The 12 just looked so much.
And we looked at 46 as well, didn't we? So instead of the pitching wedge, we went with 46. So we kind of gapped that in there as well. It's set up quite nicely with those. So you know, that kind of 4 wedge system really is kind of one that it just worked really, really nicely, didn't it? So and we've gone with the same shaft that we went in with the irons.
You like the combination there. We've gone for the raw finish. You like the finish there. I think very, very good. I mean, they're obviously the most played wedge on every tour around the world, and there's reasons why. You've got more options. You probably fit them a little bit better than some people as well, but also dialing that wedge play in for each individual player. You can do that now, can't you, with the SM10? I mean, you know, so much easier. And like you say, the sort of subtle changes in kind of aesthetics where all the 54s look the same, all the 58s look the same, instead of, you know, like the K grind may have looked a little bit different to the S in years gone by. You certainly wouldn't tell that until you start playing the shots and you can actually see how they differ. But I just want to say massive thank you. So we've spent a lot of time here today. We've gone through the irons, we've gone through the wedges, and we've definitely found a setup that's going to work much better for me. So really look forward to getting hold of them. Paul, thank you so much for your time, and can't wait to try them. Thank you. So as you saw there, it was great to go through that fitting process both inside in the range and outside on the short game area, because we saw a very different outcome than what we would have done had we just gone on what we saw in the range. Obviously we were going for less bounce when we were hitting them off the mat there and trying to play those sort of flop shots in there, but when we got out onto the golf course we found that they were digging a little bit, and you know, around the short game area wasn't able to play the type of shots that I would like to around the greens, so we went back up to something with a little bit more bounce. So after that fitting session, we ended up with obviously a well-gapped set of wedges with varying different grinds and bounces, and obviously lofts as well. So it was great to spend some time there hitting different shots around the short game area as well as in the range, and obviously using all of the different tools that Titleist and more important, the Vokey kind of family of wedges has to offer. I can't wait to get those through the post very soon and put them through their paces out on the golf course, and we'll give you another video when we get those as to how they perform. But for now, hopefully you've enjoyed that video. It's been great to get down to Titleist and kind of see the inner workings of a Cushnet in terms of the FootJoy, Titleist, and all the different kind of processes that go on there in the factory, but also getting across to the fitting centre as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed that. We'll see you all very, very soon.